Hey guys, welcome to JJG Tennis Coaching. I'm Jack, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down the legendary Roger Federer serve. So let's get into it. So straight away you can see that Roger starts in quite a wide stance with his feet shoulder width apart. You can see that his left foot, his toe is slightly pointed at an angle to the baseline, and his right foot is almost pointing straight. And that's the way he likes to set up. Everyone's a little bit different, but this is how Roger likes to set up. The next thing you can kind of see is how he keeps his ball tossing arm on the inside of his left thigh. And he usually puts that ball into the throat of the racket, and it's just a good way for him to kind of set up at the beginning. And it gives him a lot of the ability to have good repeatability on the serve, because he knows every time he steps up to the line, he puts the ball in there at the beginning, and it just adds to that consistency on the serve. The next thing you can kind of see is how he's gazing down the other side, thinking about where he's going to serve, and also looking at his opponent. And he's trying to figure out what his opponent might be thinking. He's trying to anticipate their potential return and what's happening down the other end. So that's a real key. He's not too focused about what he's actually doing with his feet position and his hands. He's more focused on what's actually happening down the other end. And this is because, he's very experienced on the serve. So if you're at a slightly lower level, you tend to see some more amateur players kind of looking at their setup instead of actually being a bit more proactive to what's actually happening down the other side of the court. So a few more things to just look at here is also just notice how he's letting the tip of the racket almost just fall down to the ground with his wrist. So he's very relaxed in his hand. He's in his chopper grip, so he's in that kind of that continental chopper grip, how you do your volleys, etc. And that allows him to hit a lot of variety on his serve. The next thing I want you to kind of look at is how he's almost just letting that right arm almost just kind of fall. So he's not got too much tension in his elbow. He's not got it kind of wenched up. It's just relaxed, and it's just allowing his arm to be nice and loose at the beginning of the serve. Just notice how this left arm is not on the outside of his body. He keeps that left arm almost tucked into his left thigh. It's almost just slightly in between his left thigh. So he's just keeping that ball. I think he does this for disguise, because he makes, as you can see, the way he's holding the ball here, that your opponent really can't see the ball because it's kind of tucked away, and the way he's holding it, he's almost blocking his opponent from seeing the ball, which I think is a great disguising factor that Roger uses on this serve. So let's wind it on a little bit here. So now we're going to have a look. So now he's starting the swing path on the serve. Really notice how he keeps his gaze on his opponent a very long time. So he's not looking up yet. The racket is facing down, so he's just letting that racket relax. And then as the racket gets back, that's when he starts to initiate the ball toss arm. So he starts to bring both arms up together. And just notice he hasn't done anything with his legs yet. He's just really focused on controlling the coordination with the upper body. And he's getting both shoulders raising at a very similar time. So you're getting both shoulders raising at a very similar time. Notice how he still has the tip of the racket down in this position, and the wrist is almost staying slightly down this way, if you notice with his wrist. He's not opened up the hand just yet. The next thing I want you to have a look at is how he doesn't release the ball too early. He doesn't release the ball from down here. A lot of amateur players release that ball too early, and sometimes it goes behind them or off to the left too much. He really waits for that ball tossing arm to get to almost his eye line or just above his shoulder height. So really good posture at the end of the follow through, and then he's back into his recovery position. So if you enjoyed this video and you want me to break down your shots like this, book a personal video analysis with me through the link in the description, and I look forward to working on your game. Thanks a lot, Jack.